Okie dokie. This is gonna get gross. Cardinal sins. He's right here. I don't really want to go through all the other guys. Let's cut to the chase here.
Calluses on the fingers, sawdust in the beard, clothes sticky with sap. Must be our dwarf.
Excellent. I trust you don't grow weak in the knees at the sight of blood?
Not a bit.
No, not at the
Start
sight
the
of blood,
autopsy.
but the stench of it I shall. The sound of blood. I don't like the sound of blood at all, no. Oh, the laughter of blood. Oh, blood when it cackles. Oh my goodness. Let's start with his genitals.
His genitals. We ought to inspect those.
I sincerely doubt they bear any relation to the matter.
Yes, they do. He's got syphilis.
We'll see. Pull down his trousers and... shit.
Oh my god.
Syphilis, actually. Early stages. No sign of diffusion.
Yes.
Think there could be a connection?
It's running for president.
Only as the killer's potential motivation.
Yes. Let's go for the legs.
See anything interesting on his legs?
His right foot. The ankle swollen. Toenails broken. He clearly kicked something very hard.
Ouch.
Right before he kicked the bucket.
Very
Doesn't
funny.
strike me as the right time for jokes.
Oh, well.
Yeah, apologies. We surgeons, we've a different sensibility.
Yes, you do. Yes.
And a different sense of humor.
It's not that different. Come on, man.
Look at his hands. These
Try to see
welts.
the light side of
Rope
things.
burns, right? He was tied up.
Yes, he was.
I'd expect so. No one could sit through such torture unless bound.
Speaking from experience.
Yes, that of a victim. Spent a year in the dungeons of Tretogor.
My god.
Long story.
Some
Yeah,
other
but-
time, maybe. See the callus? Our dwarf wore a ring,
Yeah.
but someone took it off him.
Yeah, it's Eustace, probably.
Let's examine his torso.
What have we here? Deep wound on the left side of his rib cage, and a scar the length of his stomach.
Look at the scar. Wounds long and thin, an incision. But the edges are ragged.
Means nothing. Look, no swelling, no bruises. An old injury, perhaps an accident in the workplace.
Yes, perhaps.
Look at the scar. Wounds long and thin, an incision. But the edges are ragged.
Did I just
Means
push
nothing.
the wrong button?
Look, no swelling, no bruises.
I must have pushed the wrong goddamned button.
Let's examine the chest wound. Yeah, heart carved out, wound cauterized.
Wait a minute, there's something else.
YouTube's probably gonna make me blur that. I should probably just do it preemptively. Ooh, what noises? Oh no! I knocked my bottle of water over. Thankfully it's closed. Yikes.
An egg from an amphibian. A salamander? Scorched but intact.
I attended some lectures in herpetology as a student. Afraid I don't recall any amphibians that would lay eggs in corpses. So either Professor Cochrane was deeply mistaken, or this is our murderer's doing.
Yeah, it's the murderer. Let's go to number 4.
Open the abdominal cavity.
Due warning, it will stink of rot.
Of course.
Once fought a zoogle up to my waist in sewage, so I doubt...
Oh,
Wait.
yeah.
Smells not rot.
No, that's formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde. A medical novelty.
Novel.
Heavily diluted, it's remarkable at preserving organic tissue. In stronger proportions, it's more destructive than acid.
Explains why there's no smell of decay, and why his throat's scalded.
Yep. Yeah. What's next? My god, he was buff.
Let's look at his head.
Stout little
Hair
guy.
smells like it's burnt, like he was in a fire.
Notice anything else?
His eyes have been
That his
scooped
eyes
out.
have been scooped out, for instance?
What, you mean, are you saying that Radovid did this? Wah, wah, wah.
See this? Incision made into the voice box.
Indeed, so thin as to be nearly unnoticeable.
A small, extremely sharp instrument. Scalpel.
But why?
Some
The
vampire's
wound is
needle
too
dick.
small to bleed, and there are signs of swelling. The murderer... I believe he performed a tracheotomy, so the victim wouldn't die too soon.
Interesting.
Let's examine the mouth. Burns, blisters.
Just
Yikes.
like Priscilla's.
Yeah.
Those burn marks I see in his eye sockets.
Yes, and some grey dust. Ash, it seems. Very fine.
Yikes.
Murderer gouged out his eyes, then put burning coals in the sockets.
So it seems.
Jesus God.
Looking at the wounds, it appears our woodcarver was still alive when it happened.
Lovely. Ah, good old days. Okay, we know now.
All right, think I know enough.
Enlighten me, please, because I've still no notion what this is about. What the motive might have been.
Oh, defaming the eternal fire and all that bollocks. It was a ritual murder, but it's a punishment.
Sure of one thing. This was punishment.
Even the witch hunters don't engage in this kind of torture.
I don't know about
What
that.
sin could possibly merit it?
Only the murderer knows that. And it's the key to finding him. Or her.
And he's about to come in.
It's a lead worth following. Any idea what his name was?
Fabian
there.
Meyer. And I'm Hubert Reich, the coroner. I've come to
the
perform the autopsy, but I see
My
you've done it
God.
for me, Joachim. As always, you interfere where you're neither needed nor wanted, drag others into trouble in the process. Who is this?
A student. Lifelong learner. Got a couple questions for you.
Very well, speak. But be quick. Reverend Nathaniel has come by for an inspection. He'll be here shortly.
You old friends?
Hubert taught me the rudiments of medicine long ago.
And not very well. You've still not mastered certain basic principles. For example, that a doctor's role is to treat the ill, not save the world.
Whatever, dude.
You've not changed a bit.
A compliment?
No, a statement of fact. 30 years, and you've not changed a bit.
Gee whiz. Hint, hint. Could we say egotistical
Woodcarver's body.
can?
Where was it found? It's important.
Plan to investigate? Exciting. He died in his workshop south of the market square, just beside the gate to Far Corners. That poor Trebirates was attacked there. City's abuzz about it.
Yeah, you
But the
did it.
woodcarver, Eustace the corpse collector, brought us
It's
the
too
body.
obvious.
You should speak to him. Saw him just around the corner near... Oh, greetings, your reverence.
Who are these people? I believe I
None of
made
your
it
damn
clear no
business.
one's to be allowed in under any circumstances.
You did, but they're friends of the deceased. Here to collect the body,
Out of the question. Show them out at once.
as your
You
reverence
are
wishes.
a douchebag.
Gentlemen, follow me. You shall leave via another route.
He's got a round head like Carl Pilkington.
Why do you cover for us?
I was covering my own arse.
Oh,
If Reverend Nathaniel had learned someone had entered the morgue, then cut open a corpse without his permission, I'd be in deep trouble.
oh,
You didn't give that a thought, did you, Joachim?
no.
As ever. Well, while I don't approve of your willfulness, I also wish to see this murderer hang.
No,
So,
you don't.
should I learn
You want
anything
me to
new
hang
related
you?
to this case, I will let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. Prick. Okie dokie.
Nathaniel. Who is he?
A douchebag.
A scoundrel. A rogue. Like every man who
rogue.
wears the
I don't
robes of
know,
the
robes are
eternal
pretty
fire.
nice compared to
Most
that
are
guy.
scoundrels before they ever put on the robes.
True in his case as well. Before he donned the frock, Nathaniel was a torturer.
He still
Delighted
is.
especially in torturing women.
He still does.
Later, Hierarch Hemmelfart appointed him to oversee the morgue.
Nah.
He deals with the temple guard, supervises cremations, conducts funeral masses in the temple on the Isle, and so forth.
Probably engages in necrophilia.
Dream job.
So,
Might have told me you know the coroner. We could have skipped the trip through the sewers.
I know him, thus I avoid him. I've said enough on the subject.
that's enough. Fine. I won't press you.
Don't aim to press you.
Thank you. I've nothing to hide. It's just an old wound, unhealed as yet. What will you do now?
Plenty of leads. Woodcarver's workshop, the corpse collector who found him, alley where Priscilla was attacked. Got work to do.
As do I. At the hospital. I must return there. But I shall keep my fingers crossed.
And I'll keep
Why?
my eye on you.
What the hell good does keeping fingers crossed do in this world? People worship Jesus Christ in this
Racial
world?
hygiene's as poor as their personal hygiene.
Wow, the butlers all hang out together.
It's a waste of words.
Alright, well, onward, shall we?